Today is still May 9th. You would not believe they're scattering right now. I said, you know that one show where they punked people? Congratulations, you've been punked. All these people have been punked. It was a fiasco. I got my client out. We're walking around Belden Village. Some the little young blonde, whatever they are, somebody's kid's daughter, a prostitute, dressed real trampy. I see her out today. Don't say a word to her. Other ones are walking around the store. We all found out is that retired judge up there doing it to her. Nobody say a word. And her ex-husband had him do it to her. Oh, and then other people, we go into a different store in Target about 1 o'clock today. Well, they had special permission. You don't get special permission. You don't get ting. You have special permission. Who gave it to him? Retired Judge Pete? Policing agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life and with a court order with statements, or it's thrown out. This is the biggest fraud scam in the world. My client and I are walking around Target before 1 o'clock. And this one girl, you can tell the way she's dressed. She's with him. She keeps following me around by the shoe aisle. She's got dark brown hair, and she's at the end. She gets on the phone with one of those assholes. No, I won't say that to her. That's embarrassing. And they're going on and on and on. Get my client away from him. Riffraff. Stupid where they called them these idiot people for helping out in this. These people with low IQ helping out. And it was the people that were hiring them, mocking them, calling them retards for helping out in 19. Think about that. They called them retards. Okay? March 2nd to the 3rd, 21. They said they were going to put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. So then March 13, 21, that retired judge, Pete, is trying to frame Eric. He calls up Altman Hospital and he badmouths me and lies to him, and security calls me a bad name, and I reported it later. And I had left there and went over to Mercy Medical. A lady comes in, no man was ever to touch her. Okay? And said, a nurse comes in laughing with the guy. The only thing they had her on was adjusting herself. The guy said, that's sick. She said, no, she just simply wiped off some water with clothes on. They didn't have anything else. It's actually really funny. They had nothing else. Now, then all of a sudden, they said, you touched yourself, you exposed yourself, looked like you're weird with yourself. I'm like, ooh, that never happened. Now I thought, well, you 2 clips together, put her in a porn, it's not her, it's them. Well, it's my head on somebody else's body. And they kept saying it. And they're serial killers. So they're playing with me. So I'm thinking, well, what would you be doing? If you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you're undressing. You touch yourself, it looks like you're weird, but you're not. You could be putting yeast infection cream on, or that's undressing and getting in the shower. It's showering, washing up. I walk outside to smoke. She figured out what they did. Ha, 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 ha. May 12th, 22, Bubba's Restaurant. 6-8 men screaming at those idiots. We found a tape of those boys admitting a shower scene in another room. None of this is funny. May 26, 22, KFC. The shower scene was done on purpose to make you look weird. At the Oakland apartment, December 9th, 21, 4 p.m. They told him that everything was drugged in Photoshop. All the tapes before were them and not her. And it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. They're punking everybody. Okay, December 9th, 21, white man bald with dark eyes, distributing food. The Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street. There's only 4 or 5 volunteers. Can't found him. He actually worked the case of security and said that they always knew the tapes before were them and not me, so they never said a word. My one client on Shepler Church Road, White House before hers, March of 22, they told her that retired Judge Pete drugged and photoshopped everything and made everything on me. She went to the Canton Police, so did Ed. Okay? May 25th, 21. Now, Dave was dating several women up there. There was Michelle, retired Judge Pete's daughter. Okay? There was Lauren. There was also a heavy-set blonde girl with a big chest and braids. She drove a blue car. And there was a pretty dark-haired girl with brown hair. Dave had 17 girlfriends in high school, said he gave up that life for God. No, he didn't. He had at least 4 girlfriends up there, manipulating those pieces of shit up there. That if they got rid of me or tried to kill me, that they'd have my house and jewelry. And he married none of them. He used every fucking one of them. Okay? To get what he wanted. Okay? Well, that blonde, May 25th, 21, Wendy's Crew in Louisville, 6 p.m. in front of my one client. It's not funny the church people broke in before, drugged her, and told her to say weirdo molester stuff. That's not funny they did that. Okay, well, that heavyset blonde girl in a blue car came down on Fairlawn Street in Louisville that Saturday or Sunday about 3 o'clock, 3 to 5, screams at goons from Ravenna. Are you crazy? You can't enter a drug confession. And they said, well, we just found out they drugged her and told her what to say before. 8/9/21, the apartment building for me, second close offense, ratted out Dave. A cop with a badge and a clipboard showed up. And there was a lady and little girls that lived there, and several of the other neighbors told the police officer I was drugged and told to say it before. 1295 Fairlawn. Screamed at him for doing it. Talked to several people in 21. In November 2nd, 3rd, 21, Save-A-Lot, there was an African-American lady said she was going to extort money out of a shower scene. She told everybody in Save-A-Lot that they made up everything on me and it was all them and not me. Nobody should say a word. January 1922, Department of Disability. 11 o'clock in the morning, a man came in and told them while I'm in there with my client that I was drugged and told to say it before. February 2nd, 22, Burlington Coat Factory, a Latino guy with his girlfriend admitted he personally drugged me first and told me to say it before. People went running in to Save-A-Lot, and my client on 6th Street, the house across the way, ran out and yelled it to postman. Postman's like, we all heard it. Okay, March 24th, 22, 3 apartment buildings for me on North Chapel. Heavy-set big guy, old man was giving him hell. You framed her before? Yeah, we framed her before. Shame on you. I know. I wish we wouldn't have done it. Those people even raped her. May 12th, 22, the Bubba's restaurant at noon. That's when they screamed and we found a tape of the boys admitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26th, 22, KOC. The shower scene was done on purpose to make you look weird. They kept leaving a Steve and Eric's name at different doctors' offices, hospitals, trying to frame them that they were the only ones in there doing this, and I was even being raped where I had the personal infection. They got away with it, and they're having people make fun of me. November 18, 22, Walmart 62, 2 to 6 p.m. by the hair salon. They had got Eric high. He comes in and screams out all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to say it, my idea to do it, for all these people to turn on her, and they actually fell for it. Ha, 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 ha. November 24th, 22, Mercy Medical. The nurse to the lady Canton officer, we all heard that Eric make fun of us for falling for this. Nobody better say a word to her again. Okay? And they said, well, you know, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. And that no one's ever said anything bad about her before. See, the undercover police, the 2 young officers in February and March came in Walmart 62 by the hair salon again. And said, well, we told these people stay out of it. We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. And she's never heard anyone. Okay? And they'd never seen anything either. They were the ones June 23rd, 21 to July 4th of 21 were by the paint aisle. What are these people talking about? We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never heard anyone. And then the girls dating the drug dealers. Oh my goodness, the boys had a drugger to make her say those things. Nobody mentioned those tapes again. Well, they started in 18, as soon as the case started, where I was waking up with bruises and I was throwing up. They were lying that they were coming up there and using sodium pentothal on me, true serum. It's a lethal outlaw drug. You say yes to anything. It's attempted murder. They were date rape drugging me, and they were bragging with the drugs they were using on me. They could make anybody say and do anything that they wanted, and they were doing it in front of investigators. Those undercover police talked to my children and everybody else in my family undercover as friends of friends, co-workers, and then just have a normal conversation so they wouldn't be brought into a murder investigation. Dave confessed April 15th or 16th to 23 on a legally tapped phone that he didn't know why that guy confessed. He had hired some guy named Pete on his own to kick in the door and set up button cameras and stalk me, and it was only him up there doing it to me, and he wouldn't know why that guy confessed. Oh, Pete has it set up, she can't get no money. Pete don't have anything admissible. And then said he had seen some agent up at that church asking questions on her life. And he even spoke to him. And he said he was the only agent from the agency looking into it on his own. That's before I called Wellback, where I've told you, my God, I had an FBI agent in my office. Yesterday, out on my clients on Turquoise Street, there was a group of them, retards, yelling things a street away because they're cowards. And this is a retired judge having his little terrorist group yelling stuff. Some guy showed up and said, I went up to Dave and I said, are you crazy telling people you had someone tape her underwear before? You go to jail for that. And all those things and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. He said he didn't think about it before until he looked up what she wrote and realized what he did. And he said he even seen that guy at that church, and it is what's going on. See, Dave said, my girlfriend's rich and powerful. Her family owns the police. You won't be able to withstand it. I told him it's not a communist country. Nobody owns the police. So I called the FBI on him. See, I tried to tell that agent on a recorded line. Someone told on me, call me a liar. Why would you call me a liar? And I tried to tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me. Was there a camera above your bench? You know, I seen the show the other night. They said that they ask you questions when they know you don't have the answers. And it's like, I don't know. You either say you're a liar or I'll put you in jail. And I'm like, what? He said, was there a camera above that bench or not? I don't know. You either say you're a liar or I'll put you in jail. It's like, fine, whatever. I didn't know if there was a camera above the bench. And then he's like, why would the FBI help a person like you? Well, they're going to kill me. So, made me beg for my life. Then listen to me, informant. Life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally stated dated against you again for working this case. No man will ever touch you. I'll take care of everything. Okay? He also said I open an account with $5,000 a month. And I'll start building today. And when the case is over, you'll have that money to live on. And then from now on, for working this case, and when it's over, when you actually tell someone, we'll always put it back as if it never happened. You can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case, and you have that money from now on to live on. But you tell someone, unless you're crazy and no one help you. They said he actually stole the money the first day. Someone needs to get a hold of him, because to open that case, he had to have a judge sign it. And that's where police and officers mentioned carrying around the house. He had to have a judge sign it. And like they said, November 6, 22, Trinity Gospel investigators, they were saying Karen's okay anymore. We found the protected custody order. And then they were talking about different groups in the case. We told these men to stay out of this. None of this is funny. Nobody's, how do they put it? None of this is funny. And they said, the guy said, you know, the agent that called her back, it was verified by an officer. He seen him tell on her before she called him back. Oh my Lord, and they walk out. See, today they were trying to say Will was up there taping. He said, Dave told Danny he only had Pete on his own doing all those crimes to me. He hired a hitman to drug frame, beat, rape his wife, and Photoshop things. They're not admissible. The Fourth Amendment over the house. You have the right to be safe and secure in your own home. No searches and no seizures without probable cause warranted with an oath or affirmation. You have to have a court order with a cause good enough for a judge to sign it that they would even come search your house. Sorry, a guy walked up. And then they have to give you your Miranda rights and tell you why you're there, or it's thrown out. To actually monitor you in your home, it's police and agencies only in a home under threat of life with statements. It has to be court ordered. Or it is entrapment, it's a legal search and seizure. And like some of the sheriffs I talked to, those date rape drugs, they could have told those people to take down the towers and they killed everybody. And they don't even know they did it. And they died. I was out at my client's on Sunday, out in a different place outside of Maslin. Some guy said, I heard they drugged up somebody else and had told them to confess to something else they didn't do. They're not funny doing this. This retired Judge Pete, last night on my client's street in Turquoise, they said they found out that Dave was even dating one of the cops' daughters up there. He was manipulating several families, thinking that they could gold dig and kill, frame, beat, drug, human traffic the wife. What low pieces of shit, absolute pieces of shit, would actually break in somebody's home and stalk them? What pieces of shit would the poor wife, that they would have her drugged up, beaten, raped, Photoshop a shower scene, watch her in the bathroom? What kind of pieces of shit would do that? And watch her and her husband in bed and sell videos of them making love behind her back? That's a federal crime. That's sex trafficking videos. My grandkids all use the bathroom where they met a shower scene in another room. They obtained and dispensed kiddie porn. They're part of the big human trafficking scam that these drug traders out of this area are human trafficking people. The judge in Florida that got arrested had over 100 men watching the victims and having them harassed so they couldn't go anywhere. He's in jail for 20 years, by the way. Right along with these people that participate in this need to go too.